Hey everyone, Anya here at Our Gabled Home, where I like to share tips for a simple, beautiful, healthy, and sustainable living. And in today's video, I want to talk about sleep. I don't know about you, but if I don't sleep well, I don't feel well, and we all need a good amount of sleep. And while most people know that, a lot of people actually don't get enough sleep or don't get quality sleep. So in this video today, I want to talk about some easy things you can do to improve your sleep that have helped me tremendously. The first thing I want to talk about is magnesium. Magnesium is a really vital mineral for the human body, and because many of us are constantly stressed out about one thing or another or many things, magnesium gets depleted from the body. So I like to take a magnesium supplement. This is one that I like because it's inexpensive. I feel it's good quality for the price, a good value, and they say that 600 to 800 milligrams a day can really help. It's also a muscle relaxant, so taking magnesium can help you sleep better at night. Another supplement that I like to take is Valerian Root. You may or not have heard of it. This is actually really common in Europe, and I grew up in Germany. This also helps with anxiety, helps you sleep better, and you can try that out at night and see if it makes a difference. It makes really a big difference for me, so I like to take it. If you take it and you smell the capsules and they smell like stinky feet to you, that's normal. That's what valerian smells like. And number 3 is lavender essential oil. There's various ways you can use lavender essential oil. So number 1 is just to sniff the bottle, use it as aromatherapy. You can also put a few drops on your palms, rub them, and inhale them. You can put them in a diffuser in your room and have that diffused so you smell it, and you can apply it topically on your body. What I like to do is to put it in a roller bottle that you can get very inexpensively online, and I'll link some sources below for all of the products I'm mentioning today, and put some carrier oil in it, and then add some lavender. There's some other essential oils if you feel like adding that might be good for sleep, and then you just apply them to your neck. You can have them apply that behind your ear. You can apply lavender to the soles of your feet. All of those are really good places. Or you can put a few drops on your pillow, and then it will smell really nice all night. Lavender has been shown to reduce anxiety and to induce a sense of calmness, so that definitely helps, and it's a very natural way to help with your sleep. This particular essential oil is by a company called Plant Therapy. I like them because you don't have to buy a membership. I feel it's really good value for the quality. They use third-party testing, not their own in-house testing, and you can either get it online through Amazon or from the company directly. I personally like this one a lot. Another thing you can do with lavender essential oil is take it internally. Now, I'm doing it. I have done a lot of research, and lavender has been found to be safe for internal application. I invite you to do your own research and find what works best for you and your family. And the way that I do it, you can go online and buy lavender essential oil little capsules and just take one at night. That has in studies been shown to reduce anxiety and help with sleep. Or you can just get some empty gel caps, open them up, and put a few drops of lavender essential oil in there, and then you just take that at night. I find it really helps with my sleep. It makes me sleep deeper and longer and more restful. You can also take another supplement called melatonin. There's various ones that you can buy. You can buy them in any drugstore or online, and melatonin is really a hormone that is secreted at night to help the body sleep. What blocks the production of melatonin in the body is blue light, such as from your computers or TV or phones. So it's also suggested, and I'm sure you know that you don't use screens at least an hour before you go to bed. If you can turn off your screens more than an hour before you get, great. Otherwise, turn them off. Do yourself a favor. There is some apps that you can use to block the blue light. They turn it into more orange light. There's an application called Lux that you can use and install on your computer that won't necessarily work on your phone. So melatonin. Melatonin is interesting because it can also have a bit of the reverse effect. So if you take too much, it can suppress the body's own production of melatonin, and then it makes you wake up at night. So I feel it's really important to play with the dosage. I have found that this particular brand that we have here has 3 milligram dose per cap, and I feel that that's too much for me. So I actually break the cap in thirds and just take 1/3, and that's plenty for me. Melatonin also has some other benefits. It is really good for cancer apoptosis, which means it kills cancer cells in the body. And here's my final sleep hack that I'm really excited about, and that is using a sleep mask. A sleep mask goes over your eyes at night, and you can close it in back. What it does is it blocks light. Now, this one I made myself. If you continue watching this video, you'll see a tutorial how you can really easily make your own sleep mask, and you can also buy them online. Often, especially if you live in an urban or suburban area, you find that there is a lot of ambient lighting. There may be street lighting, but also in our days, we often have little lights from smoke detectors in rooms, or little lights from appliances that we have, like a radio that has a little light. And all of those lights actually stimulate the brain that there's something going on and make it harder for you to sleep. That's where I like to use an eye mask. So make sure you have all your supplies ready to go. Here is my fabric. I have some batting here. I have some, it's actually insulation material, but it just adds another layer. Here is my elastic, and then here I have my Velcro. As you can see, it sticks together. I have my pins, my scissors, and I already cut out my pattern for the sleep mask. And what I like to do, just because I want it really even and symmetrical, I actually folded it in half when I cut it so that it actually is very symmetrical. And the first thing I'll do is I'll pin the pattern to the fabric. So I'm going to move these things out of the way because they just like to stick to each other. And obviously you need 2 pieces of fabric. I'm going to pin that right here. And before I cut this, make sure you add some seam allowance. So it's about 1/2 inch or so, and you can just eyeball it. It's not really all that important, so you just cut out your fabric. Now what I sometimes like to do is mark the pattern right here so I know how big it is, but if you have experience with sewing, you might just eyeball and know how much, about 1/2 inch is, so you can do that. And then I will take my batting. This needs to be obviously smaller than this. So I'm going to take my pins off. For the batting, it's not really that important how big it is. So I'm just going to cut once around and cut this a little bit smaller because you want it inside your sleep mask. gonna cut here and make it just a bit smaller so it can fit inside the seams. So now it's just a little bit smaller. Well, side. And finally, for this extra layer here that gives it some stiffness, I will do the same. What I'll do is I'll use my batting as a template. You can pin it in place if you find it really slippery and you want to be super exact, or you can just hold it and cut all the way around. Okay, now you put the right sides of your fabrics on top of each other because you're gonna sew all the way around, and what I'll do is I'll leave about a 2-inch opening at the top so that I can put my batting and my insulation inside of it. Go ahead and do that. Now you turn this inside out. Could have probably made a bigger opening. This is also a project that you could make by hand, which would be just as easy. It takes a little longer than to use your machine. Once you have finished your sleep mask and turned it like this, you'll feed your lining and batting in there. So you'll just maneuver it in there the best you can. Trying to keep one side over here. You can actually just hold it like this and then feed the other side in there. You just got to make sure to straighten it out and make it nice and flat in there. And what's a little bit hard to tell in this video is that one side will feel a little bit softer than the other, and that is the side you actually want on your eyes. Making sure that it's nice and flat in there. Probably have to spend a little bit of time to make sure it's exactly how you want it. So this looks pretty good. So as you can see, you have the batting on one side and the insulation on the other side. So this is my side that is towards the eye. And what you can do is you can just simply fold over this part right here, your opening, and close that up. So here's your sleep mask, and you can just trim the thread. Now what you do is you find your elastic and measure how it fits around your head, and you want this to be snug without it being too tight at night that you can't sleep. So you have to measure your head and your face, or if you're making this for somebody else, but It won't be super exact because you'll be attaching Velcro to the end of it. So there's a little bit of adjusting that you can do. So you'll cut off 2 pieces of the elastic and we'll sew that to this end and to this end. And for attaching the Velcro, I cut 2 pieces of about 10 inches, and remember you can always cut it a little bit shorter, so go a little bit longer if in doubt. And for attaching the Velcro, you can do 2 things. You can attach the Velcro like the elastic. You can attach the elastic like this so it's facing out, which would be a fine option at this point. However, I want to put some trim around it, and so I'm having it facing in, which is what I'm going to do on this other side as well. And I will sew these 2 pieces in place. And to be able to fit this around your head, you need to attach 1 piece of Velcro here and the other piece of Velcro here, so you can actually put these together. This is where your Velcro comes in. I'm cutting a piece of this one side of the Velcro, and that will go on this side of the elastic. And you can see that I have actually used a longer piece, maybe 4 or 5 inches, so that I can use the other side of the Velcro and adjust it to the size of my head. And this is your sleep mask. You could leave it like this. I will put a hem around it. And here's your finished sleep mask with a Velcro in back, the elastic to keep it snug around your head, and this is it. I hope that you found these tips helpful. They're not medical advice, they're just what has worked really well for me and my family. Give me a like if you found this helpful. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button in the corner below. You can also go to my blog at ourgabledhome.com, where I have more tips and recipes, and I upload new videos every week. I look forward to seeing you here next time. Thank you so much for watching.